Chidrodara, Bethodara, both are occurring in the intestine. So there are also the same pathology of gangrene, Udimamsam is occurring. So Abhyantara Roga Marga and Baki Roga Marga both can suffer with the gangrene due to Udimamsa. In the case of first, we will apply Chidrodara, Bethodara and Andravitra Chilisa. Ushakadi Kashayam, Paranadi Kashayam, Triangular Kashayam. These are the three medicines together given in intestinal gangrene. Ushakadi Kashayam, Paranadi Kashayam and the Sukumaradi Kashayam. Next. Again, this is another picture which is showing you the internal calcification of the lumen of the coronary artery. You see, the arterial innermost layer can be calcified. There are three layers, no? Tunica intima, tunica media, tunica adventitia. So the innermost layer is tunica intima, which may suffer with BED, vascular endothelial dysfunction. BED means vascular endothelial dysfunction. Sometimes the lumen of artery may get impregnated with the calcium. We call it as calcified artery. When you take a routine X-ray, you will be feeling, you will be getting some arteries which are stained white because of the presence of the calcium. I am telling you, Kevala Medo Vruddhi will cause non-calcified growth and Vada dominant Kalaguda Vruddhi will cause calcified growth. Never meaning that all growth in arteries are Vruddhi. Some growths in arteries will be Kala because it contains calcium. After calcium deposited there can be a growth, but that growth will be always Vata dominated, Kada dominated condition. See the last sentence. Now that although there is a typical amount of intimal thickening, no atherosclerotic plaque is present, it is calcified arterial. So in the ella growth there can be some growth which may be due to calcification. That is very much important. Next. And this is an ultrasound picture of nephrocalcinosis. Nephrocalcinosis means the presence of calcium in the kidney. So this is nothing other than Vimarga Gamanam of the Asti Mahasrodhas. My dear audience, when we study about the Kaidalixa, we usually simply teach that there will be Vimarga Gamanam as diarrhea and diarrhea. We are not beginning. No. Vimarga means the calcium content from the bone is taken and it is distorted in the kidney. So the calcium content from the bone is taken away and it is deposited in the Medavahana, Mulastanam, Brutta. That is what is called Vimarga. Are you getting me? Asti indicate the calcium, Brutta is the Vedana, Vimarga Allade, biology control. Asti indicate the calcium, Bulkai Koi, nephrocalcinosis I Mari, ultrasound, Pratasha Pramana, Kandari, the Vedana, Vimarga. You will have to give treatments to prevent this Vimarga. We always give medicines which are indicated in most of our. So nephrocalcinosis is nothing other than particularly already complicated dietary gynecological Tridoshan or Apple technical. So this ultrasound scanning is telling the Vimarga Gamana of Asti Mahasrodhas calcium to Medo Mahasrodhas kidney. You give treatments of Asti Vitrani. We are giving internally Karanjali Gurlam in this case. You know Karanjali Gurlam where mentioned? Karanjali Gurlam is a yoga mentioned uniquely in the Majja Parivaga Vitrani Sustrada, and Karanjali Gurlam is given internally in such conditions where there will be osteopenia and nephrocalcinosis. This is a classical example of Vimarga Gamanam. Asti Mahasrodhas indicate the calcium is going to kidney, which is Medavahana, Srodhasa, Mulastanam. Do the treatment of Asti Vitrani prescribed Karanjali Gurlam. That is the logic. So if you apply it very scientifically, systematically, Tridosha Siddhanta can be applied everywhere in the Ayurveda. That is my ultimate aim and responsibility. Next. This already we discussed in the very first slide. Guna Guna effects of Gunas in cell. Guna Guna will be leading to hypertrophy, hyperplasia, intracellular accumulation. Legu Guna will be leading to malnutrition, atrophy. Ushna Guna will be leading to inflammation and vascular events. Sita Guna will lead to stagnation, inhibition. Snigdha Guna will lead to clotting, atharoma, obstruction. Ruksha Guna will lead to dehydration. That is why Shadubhakramas. These are the simply illustrated impact of Shadgunas on cell injury. Clear? These are the simply illustrated impact of Shadgunas in various cellular pathology which is accepted by modern medicine also. So you are having 6 possibility against this, you are having 6 treatments. We call it as Shadgunakrama. Prabhukanam, Linganam, Seganam, Sedanam, Rushanam, Stambanam. These are the product of these 6 gunas. Next. Smegana, Purushana, Svedana, Stambana, Prabhukana, Lengana are really doing the reversal of the cellular level dosha vikalpa. So now I will be telling you your responsibility using all modern possible clinical investigations and Ayurvedic understanding is to derive what is the Akshamsha Kalpana of each cell in a particular pathological stage. ഒരു സംപ്രാപ്തിയുടെ സുപ്രധാന ഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഓരോ പരമാണുവിലും ലീനമായിരിക്കുന്ന ദോഷപ്രാധാന്യം തിരിച്ചറിയുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ക്ലിനിക്കൽ ദൗത്യം. The ultimate responsibility for the intelligent physician in Ayurveda is to identify the combination of Vikalpa using all Ayurvedic fundamentals and available modern investigation process. Then you will be feeling that this Parthiva Paramanu in the Astivaha Srodhas is derived from the pathology of Ruchakuna. You are getting Astigata Vata osteoporosis. The Mahasavaha Srodhas, Mahasvadadu, muscle Paramanu, myocyte is undergoing a Kavavruti, so hypertrophy. Muscle is getting enlarged. Hypertrophy of muscles. Are you getting me? So this is the pathological understanding of Ayurveda applied by Dosha principle. Next. Come on, other than pain, there are so many other Vada Lakshanas. Sramsa, Vyasa, Soma, Sada, Sangha, Kamba, etc. are also part. Whenever there is a prolapse, there is Vada. Whenever there is a Soma, there is Vada. Whenever there is Sada, Vada. Whenever there is Sangha, Vada. Whenever there is Kamba, Vada. Sramsa, Vyasa, Veda, Soma, Sada, Yuktoda, Vyedanam, Sangamra, Bhakta, Sankuja, Bhakta, Karshana, Karshanam, Kamba, Parishya, Saushiryam, everything are Vada. Next. Daha, Paga, Kleda, Mo, Krodha, Kodha, Murcha. Kodha means gangrene. So these are the dominant pitta features. Daha, Paga, Kleda, Kodha, Murcha are pitta. Why Murcha is pitta? Because Murcha is the product of a vascular event. തലച്ചോറിലേക്ക് രക്തം കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്ന ധമനികൾക്കുണ്ടാകുന്ന സ്രോതോരോധമാണ് മൂർച്ചയുടെ കാരണം. രസ അസൽ ചേതനാവാഹി സ്രോതോരോധ സമുദ്ഭവ. That is the samprapti mentioned in Murcha, very much applicable to stupor, coma and related unconsciousness pathologies. In such a condition, pitta prabhava will lead to Murcha. Murcha is a vascular event. Vascular event means an event where the blood vessels are directly obstructed. When there is less rasa to brain, it is less glucose. Are you getting me? You studied what is rasakshayam, no? What is rasakshayam? Rase, Ausham, Brahma, Shosha, Glani, Shabda, Asakashtuda is very much similar to hypoglycemia. Because rasa dhatu does prekana karma. Glucose nourishes the entire body cell. Where there is less rasam, we feel within us. We feel Ausham. We are not able to perceive the sound. Shabda, Asakashtuda. Every features are similar to hypoglycemia. I am telling you the prenata karma of rasa is done through the glucose, and whenever there is rasakshayam, that is the first dharukshayam, you will be getting Rausham, Brahma, Shosha, etc. So less glucose to the brain is rasakshayam, less blood supply to brain is rektakshayam. That is why rasa plus rekta srodha murcha. Murcha means stupor, coma, unconsciousness related sannyasa means. Clear? So sannyasa is nothing other than a condition where there will be triple level srodha to the brain. Rasa, asal, chedana, vahi, srodha, samudbhava. Rasa, rekta, chedana, vaha. When all the three pathways are blocked, the patient will be becoming unconscious. Okay, that is what is happening in DLE. Next. Then these are the features of kapha. Sneha, Kadinya, Kandu, Shita, Gaurava, Shobha, Nidradika. Every features of kapha only. Snigdha, Kadinyam, Kandu, Shita, Gaurava, heaviness, swelling, fluid collection, everything is related with the kapha. Next. Now we will go for some exercise. We will go for some clinical analytical prakriya. In a clinical feature, what is the dosha and why? Now we will be seeing some pictures of pathological clinical condition. We will try to assess what is the dosha and why is the answer. We will see what is the answer and why is the answer for the exercise. Next. Let us go to the next. See, this is the typical picture, palmar erythema. All are pathological pictures. Now it's an exercise only. Please see. So this is a condition of rheumatoid. You see the hand is having ulnar deviation, which like is thumbnail and palmar erythema. My dear brothers, this is mentioned very well in Vadaviga Vadarektam. Kandwani Samhidotani to Tamra Shyama Lohita. See, our classical textbook already told, but the problem is we never study all these things. Without studying all these things, we will tell that there is nothing in Ayurveda. When you study, there is no Tamra Shyama Lohita, you will feel that this is Vadaviga Vadarektam, very much applicable to rheumatoid arthritis, palmar erythema. So when you are getting a patient with this stage, identify that there is a Vadaviga Vadarekta pathology. My humble request, whatever model you know, please study Ayurveda, then only start blaming Ayurveda. Without studying and only reading Katisam, never go for Ayurvedic criticism. That is what we are doing now. Next. And next is acute rheumatoid arthritis, interphalangeal joints. Dhamani Ankuli Sandhina Samgoja. You see? When we go for the American Rheumatic Association for what is the diagnosis of RA, they will tell interphalangeal joint. But when you come to Ayurveda, Vadaviga Vadarekta, please recollect. Bhavani Anguli Sandhina Samgoja. And now you see what you are seeing in the picture. Bhavani Anguli Sandhina Samgoja with morning stiffness is clearly mentioned in Vadaviga Vadarekta or Ayurvedic understanding, which is as such approved by American Rheumatic Association as a major criteria for rheumatoid arthritis, interphalangeal joint. They are telling, according to American Rheumatological Association, they tell that there is morning stiffness, interphalangeal joint, bilateral symmetry, rheumatoid nodule and rheumatoid factor. These are the criteria to call it as RA. Ayurveda is telling that Ananyanguli Sandhina, Samboja, Angal, Prabhu, Adil, Somasya, Javsha, Krishnatam, Shahada, Buddhimanaya. Very detailed history. So this is the picture which is telling you Ananyanguli Anguli Sandhina, Samboja. Now I will ask something different. Anguli Sandhina, okay. What about Damani? In Ayurvedic sloga, there is Damani Anguli. This is Anguli Sandhina. If there is a Damani Sangoja, it will lead to Raynaud's phenomenon. When the digital arteries are exposed to cold, it will become bluish and painful. And that is what is called Raynaud's phenomenon. That is very well mentioned again in the Vadaviga Vadarekta. Damani Anguli Sandhina. Damani is mentioned. And you know in Vadarekta it is clearly mentioned Padalil Shidalil. Am I right? Padalil Shidalil means Raynaud's complaint will also aggravated by Shidal. So it is simple. So Vadarekta is a broad pathology of vascular disease and joint pathology plus autoimmune disease. Vadarekta is never a simple joint pathology. It is vascular pathology, rheumatological pathology, and it is autoimmune pathology, even applicable to the levels of SLE. Vadaviga Vadarekta Chikitsa can be very well applied in the management of systemic lupus erythematosus. Next. And again you can see in chronic RA, there can be ulnar deviation, soreness, deformity and muscular atrophy. Swedal Vedagapagi, Vayu Samyasti Majjasu, Kintanima Jaratyandar Bakri, Uramsa Vegavan, Karoti Kanjam Pangumba, Sarili, Sarvadasaran, we can see Gambhira Vadarekta in the picture. So the previous was Uttana Vadarekta with the Damanyanguli Sandhina Sangoja. The current picture is nothing other than Gambhira Vadarekta there. Swedal Vedagapagi, Vayu Sandhi Asti Majjasu. See, the location of the Vada is in Sandhi Asti Majja and it is dislocation, subluxation, Pindan Niva. Charatyandar, Bakri Urvamsta Vegavan. You see all the Sandhi Vakrada, Karoti Kanjam Pangumba, that is Gambhira Vadarekta. Now next time when you read Vadarekta, you attach all these pictures to the right side of your Ashtanga Hridaya and study. Unfortunately, Ayurvedic textbooks are having no pictures. So you take all the clinical pictures and insert in your Manobhava Srotas and read with Ashtanga Hridaya. Together parallelly, you will feel that for every picture there is a Pradosha concern. Are you getting me? For every picture, for every pathology, there is an underlying Pradosha background. That is my aim to inculcate in you. Next. The same thing. Pathripurvam the most important joint which is affected by chronic rheumatoid arthritis is wrist joint. Next. Again you can see Padayur Moolamastaya, Kadadic hostility, there can be the vascular of the terminal lips as well as the terminal toe. Next. Now the same thing can be seen in radio. That is what I am telling you. ഇത്രയും നേരം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടത് എക്സ്റ്റേണലി കാണുന്ന സാധനങ്ങൾ. The same thing can be seen in the internal radiographical image. These are the grading of X-ray. In the rheumatoid arthritis patient, you can see grade 1 only soft tissue swelling, grade 2 narrowing of joint space, grade 3 erosions and cystic bone stamp, grade 4 marked irregularity of articular surfaces with subluxation. This subluxation is called Bindal Nivadartyanda Pathripurvam with the secondary lesion. These are the 4